I must admit I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Sniper Elite series, having played through the previous entries in gloriously silly co-op sessions. So as you can imagine, I'm desperately looking forward to doing the same with Sniper Elite 4, and it looks like it will give me even more leeway to do so. The opening level takes you to the gorgeous sun-baked Italian island of San Cellini, and once you've got through a very brief tutorial area, it really opens up, letting you tackle it however you see fit. There's 5 enemy officers to take out, and there's also a side objective of propaganda cameras that you can destroy. But there's just no single way to go through all of this, and it's really up to you to decide if you want to go left, right, forwards, down or up. Do you want to spot and mark people with your binoculars and fire from a distance, or would you rather try and get up close and personal? A number of changes to the gameplay help to emphasise this more free-form play that is open to you. For one thing, you're no longer restricted to using the well rods for silenced kills, and while you can still sabotage running motors to give sputtering noises to mask your sniper fire, there's also suppressed ammunition that you can find and equip. That is in limited supply, but even when you do have to go loud, it can take several shots for the enemy to absolutely pinpoint where you are and start to head towards you. Even then, it's only going to be soldiers in that area of the map that come to try and get you, and if you hide and evade them for long enough, they'll begrudgingly go back to their patrol, but they will do so in a much more alert fashion than they were before. The game takes a good few steps to being a much more well-rounded stealth action title, and you can now hide in the foliage and pull the classic trick of whistling to draw an enemy near enough so that you can then reach out, grab them and leave their body lying in a bush. Whistling is actually one of the many new secondary items on the item wheel, and it's the alternate of a throwable rock. It kind of makes sense, because throwing a rock draws an enemy away from you towards a rock, whereas whistling draws them towards you. Other examples have grenades that can be wrapped in tape so that they stick to whatever they're thrown against. You've got trip mines that can be set to explode a few seconds after they've been triggered so that they can catch a whole group and not just a single person. Or you can set dynamite on a timer, and there's even ways to combine these so that you can booby trap a body and leave it there as a trap for someone to stumble upon. There's just so many new possibilities, and as already said, I can't wait to dive in it with a co-op buddy. But if, unlike me, you've got more than one friend, you might feel a bit limited by only having 2-player co-op. Luckily for you then, survival mode is for up to 4 players, as rebellions take on the classic horde mode. It's a bit more dynamic than their previous zombie army spin-off games, with slightly more intellectual enemies that come at you. You're given a command point on the map to defend, and you have to hold it for 3 waves before you're forced to move to a different part of the map and a new command point. Thankfully, that new control point is stocked with more supplies, so you have a little bit more help in setting up your defences. With quite a lot of enemies coming at you, this isn't a particularly forgiving game mode. You'll want to stay in pairs so that one of you can revive another, and you'll also do well to keep on the move and not stay for too long in the same spot. You'll also have to try and think outside the box on how to take out armoured vehicles when they roll in, as in the campaign they will cut you down in just a few moments. Competitive multiplayer has also been bolstered with new modes beyond the traditional sniper battles. I have to say that control mode is pretty counterintuitive for Sniper Elite. It forces you to move and capture a radio station and then be in control of it as it finishes sending its signal to call in an artillery barrage. It's a mode that really shouldn't work, because it puts you under pressure to get to the objective right away, and every time that you move too quickly or you sprint, then you start to get out of breath, your aim becomes more wayward, and so on. But surprisingly, it does actually work. I mean, it feels madcap and frantic, because it is, but it's also better not to rush in foolishly, and you want to try and weed out the enemy from their defensive positions, or, when you're in control, to find a really good hiding spot to hunker down in and snipe from. SMGs do definitely come into play a lot more here, but the one difficulty that the Rebellion have with the multiplayer is that you really can't get past needing to have skill with a sniper rifle and being able to spot and pinpoint hit enemies. That said, it never hurts to have more gameplay options, and since control keeps you moving, it could level the playing field a little bit for newcomers. Whether you want to dabble with the multiplayer or not, there's a lot to like about Sniper Elite 4, which is shaping up to take the series far beyond what it managed to do in Sniper Elite 3. I'm definitely looking forward, as I said, to trying to stealthily take on the co-op campaign, then failing miserably at stealth, and then basically just crashing my way through it like a bull in a china shop. Thanks for checking out our video, and as always, if you have enjoyed it, well, there's, the likes button and the subscribe button that we would like you to click on. You can also head over to the 6thAxis.com, where we will have a written preview of this game and an interview with the team at Rebellion. We'll leave the video rolling a little bit longer because we had so much nonsense that we captured, and we'll hopefully see you soon. Goodbye!
Here, Deco!